Yeah, just guys, seriously, let's have fun and let's finish this thing. Let's make another one. This is really great. It's much more, maybe not fascinating, maybe not exciting, but it's something new. Forget about the rewards. As a matter of fact, at least in my part, I don't really care about the rewards. I don't really care about the status. I don't really care about being in the Hall of Fame or anything. I'm just doing it because it's fun, and we all have our jobs, we all have our lives to live, and if we can put something beautiful, something good into it, all the better. We got enough problems already, and yeah, it's just one way of getting rid of your problems. None of us are saints, no one's insane, and everyone's equally good. It's just that we're much better. We can see, we have this vision. We can feel what other players are gonna do, and you're gonna have to outsmart us. Don't beat the wall with your head. Don't think it's just 1 or 0, you know, computer language. You gotta think. You gotta adapt. You gotta outthink us. And yeah, good luck with that.
Alright, 2 elephants have been bribed already.
That was a huge move there by Immaculate, but he gets the cap stack and, you know, kills a heap of units.
This is the kind of fight that I was expecting at this level.
Lots of bribes going down right now, but the scouts going crazy.
Perfect timing. That's the perfect time. These guys are going to take the Lakota city. Look at that. Oh my god, Sims just lost his capital. I cannot believe it. Alright, yeah, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? What's happening here? It's a triple. They are going to triple Dragonio. Dragonio has no clue. Dragonio's capital is going down, no doubt about it. Ikron has got all his militia right there.
I'm a huge fan of Young One.
Young One came with 3 spies. That's enough to change the flow of the game.
Would you say that EL is more of a democracy or dictatorship?
It's either I play or I don't play. I've been playing pretty good lately, so watch out there.
Oh my god, just look at Zen Mechanics footage. He just went for Science 5. Oh, and TNT just decided, F my city, I'm gonna help them. This is a slap on the face for anybody who said the game was over. That was the best comeback ever in the history of Rise of Nations.
It was neck and neck, man. It could have went either way. Honestly, it was really close.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Kron here, and I'm with Jatin, and we are here to launch Nomadium 2.
Hello guys, we are finally here announcing all the seeds, everything you need to know about Nomadium 2.
And we can see all your chats, so please be as interactive as possible. We look forward to this. This is absolutely the highlight of any tournament, I think, is talking about, you know, the rules and regulations, where all the teams get drawn, who's going to play against who, and yeah, just generally recap everything from start to finish. So guys, strap in, but the first thing I can ask is please copy paste the YouTube link to all of your friends in Steam right now. Just go and do it. We want to get more than 10 viewers. 10 viewers is great, but we want to get the word out there. Paste it on WhatsApp, paste it to the world. Just get the word out there so that we can get as many people watching this live as possible, and please use the chat as well.
Oh yeah, I just see we've got some people. Is my video stuck on the stream?
Yeah, there is something wrong with. I thought that was just caught you at a bad moment there, but it does appear that your video is temporarily stuck. Hold on. There we go. We've got you back now. So.
Okay, is that working now?
Yeah, that does look to be working quite well. I will just double check. Yeah.
Yep, it's working. That's great.
So, perfect. And I'll just see if I can fix that up, because I think all the viewers want to see your pretty face on the
That's
screen.
right. That's right. People are going to leave if they don't see me.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what it's the moneymaker.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. That should be all fixed up now. So, hopefully, guys, tell us in the chat if you cannot see Jatin's face that well. But
yeah.
But other than that, let's get stuck into it. So what we're going to talk through now, just in a sequence of orders. So Nomadium 2, you all know exactly what this tournament is. It's the sequel to the tournament we held last year, Nomadium, in February through to April. And that was the first time we've ever had a tournament of that scale. People have been asking us, when's the next tournament starting? And we're about to get into it. After a long wait, some people wanted Nomadium 2 to start like as soon as the last one finished, but we felt that, if we wait a bit of a gap between the tournaments, it makes it a lot more special, and it means that teams are going to try a lot harder to really get that victory crown.
That's right.
And so with the format of the tournament, I figure we'll quickly go into that and just talk about, I'm sure you're all wondering, how is this all going to work? What's the brackets? How do the teams get seeded? So basically, first of all, let's have a quick look at the teams that have participated and have signed up to register here. So we've got AS Chimera, AS Phoenix. We've got 3 teams from AZ Dragons, Hunters, and Wolves. BDE.
Which is not safe for work.
Yeah, not
so
safe
we'll
for
just
work.
keep it BDE.
I like that. Yeah, that's one of my favorite team names. We've got EL, they don't need any introduction. And Euro LAT, that's a team with Conor McDavid and his friends. We've got team, do you know about this one? GAY? I think that stands for Glamorous and Young.
Glamorous and Young. I don't see who all have they added the placeholders. Oh, they have added people as placeholders. Yeah, I mean real people. That's Whippy, Rochi, Nicandom, Hockey Star, and Rip. Nice.
Yeah, so they have finalized their roster finally. And who else do we have here to round it up? We've got LAT Columbia, LAT El Cartel. I know that's Blast's team. We've got LAT Fusion, incredible roster. LAT Raiders. We've got PLA Goats. PLA. Oh, hang on a second. That hasn't been quite updated yet, so I will just quickly refresh that because the PLA's team names have changed. Here we go.
Oh yeah, they have. Is it updated now? Yeah, it is.
Much better name. So we've got PLA Art of War. That's PLA's best team.
Yep.
We've got PLA Kung Fu and PLA Pandas to round it out. So I can see that in the chat that Salman's saying, "Oh, the PLA Goats would have been a good team." That was actually their weakest team as well, but no, they did come through with a late-minute change there, which they've changed to the PLA Kung Fu instead. So don't know if that's an upgrade or a downgrade, but that's the story behind that. And then what's this PN5 team? Have you heard of them, Jatin?
So it's a very new team. Probably can dethrone EL this time. Prime number 5. This is the next Forwali. I have banded together with other mercenaries of Rise of Nations.
Wow.
I have bought people at $50 per hour of Rise of Nations play. So I think it's going to pay off in the end when I win this grand Nomadium 2 prize pool.
See, I can't believe you rejected, IND clan, because I know last year everyone enjoyed seeing you, Octave, and 969 playing your hearts out, but I do think that PN5 is going to be pretty nice lineup. So, and then PN7, what's the story behind this other prime number?
PN7 is an alliance clan with PN5, and let's see how they perform. It was also formed in the last minute with mercenaries. They're not paid as much as PN5, but they're paid still.
Wow. Well, good to hear that your budget is under control. And
yes.
Getting mercenaries for free is always a much better strategy for long-term wealth. And then finally, we've got 2 teams at the bottom. Definitely not least, but they are last on this list. Tough Alpha and Tough Beta. And what's your thoughts on this Tough clan? I mean, that's all the rage in the community at the moment is saying. Yeah,
people have been talking about Tough clan because it looks like Tough Alpha is made up of Mouse, Surge, Coldfire, TNO, TNO, Mouse, who were their ace players last time against PLA, and Surge, who was the one of the ace players in Forwali. Since they have banded together, it's looking like very strong. And on top of that, these guys have got Coldfire and Flames. And remember, this is not the same Flames who we saw last 6 months. If you see any of my streams before and after, you'll see a big change in how far Flames has come in terms of performance. So this is going to be an extremely strong team. In fact, I will say this might be the real Forwali of Nomadium 2, because you remember last Nomadium, everybody predicted that Forwali versus EL in grand final, which did happen.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's so many similarities. Obviously, Tough is a completely different clan, but it's almost like a merging in some ways, especially the first team of Tough Alpha between the old PLA and the old Four Valley, because you've got Surge, you've got Mouse, and you've got TNO, and they're both probably three of the best players in those epic matches they played in the semi-finals last year.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how they go, but obviously, a lot of comparisons to Four Valley in the sense that just incredible players coming together to potentially dethrone EL. And
Yep, EL, who has been winning so far all the tournaments that we have organized.
Exactly, and I'll just quickly bring up. We won't go through every roster right now, just in the interest of time. But let's just bring up the most important ones, especially the...
And just to mention, there's Tough Beta, who is not far away from Tough Alpha in terms of performance.
Oh, absolutely. So we've got Tough Beta, we've got Dangerous Sun, Raiden, Xano, Dark Raider, aka Expert Player, and Flames is, I think, just as an option at the moment. But obviously, once we start, he'll be locked to a roster. But those core four of Dangerous Sun, Raiden, Xano, Dark Raider, and possibly Flames too. That's also a decent lineup, and I can see them also going pretty far.
Oh yeah, man! This is going to be exciting. We have a lot more, I'd say, pro teams or exceptional teams this time. So I feel the competition is going to be tough. In fact, when we had to decide who will be the top 3 or top 4 teams, it was a tough decision.
Oh, exactly. And I mean, we'll go through that in a moment. And what are the other teams we should just quickly call out? Let's call out EL. So EL, they're the reigning champions. And I think as the reigning champions, you get the privilege of being called out on the stream of the next tournament. That's a God-given right. And so,
apart from the bragging rights and the cash prize, you do get that. You do get that privilege.
Honestly, the bragging rights, the cash prize, all the women that you get, that's all, secondary to the fact that you get a shout out on the next stream. And,
man, yeah. I asked Dave to come on stream, but he just can't get away from the women that he has been getting after winning Nomadium.
Honestly, they've been chasing him down the streets of Hungary like ever since they were announced as the winners, and he just wants anonymity. Like, girls, leave him alone. I mean, come on. He deserves to live his life in peace.
Yeah, we can send some to Ireland so that Boo can also have fun, because I've heard that Boo did not get as much popularity after the victory, which is sad.
That is sad. I mean, when you work a job creating solenoids, that's what Boo's that's what Boo's career is. Look up what a solenoid is. I still have no idea, but something fancy. The girls don't appreciate that as much. But anyway, for Boo's sake, definitely raised his reputation in Ireland, I'm sure. And you've also got Irush with Dutch and Steez. They're the 4 kind of core players, I think, from last year.
So we are missing Sims this time, but it's fine. I think these guys, well, I don't know, maybe Sims doesn't want to play this Nomadium too, but these 4 should also be enough.
Yeah, I think so too. And then we'll just call out the key kind of teams here that might be, the top seeded, or they might be favourites, or just interesting to quickly mention. So we've got the AZ, there's 3 AZ teams in total. That's my clan. But we've split this up into, different lineups here, and the strongest lineup by far, well, not by far, but, by a margin, I would say, is the AZ Dragons. So that's AZ Witcher, Mentalist, Leonidas, and Immaculate.
Oh yeah, just telling everybody Witcher is Young One, for people who don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah, Young One is Witcher, sorry. So Young One.
And also, since we are talking about AZ, I just want to mention here that right after the stream, we are going to have an AZ Dragon versus PN5 show match stream. The games were played yesterday, and we are excited to show those, just to have you see a glimpse of what Nomadium 2 will look like. They were played exactly with Nomadium 2 rules, with pre-decided maps and nation tiers.
So guys, whatever you do, hang around, because straight after we finish this video, we're going to jump straight into that live stream of a different game. And we'll do it in a different stream. So if you're watching this and it finishes, it doesn't mean you go away and leave the house. Hang around, because we'll go live in about 5 minutes later. And I'll just quickly check. We won't have time to go through everything as I said, but let's just check. Euro-LAT, LAT Columbia, GAY.
So in the LAT clan, since we are talking about most of the clans, LAT clan has given us a lot of registrations this time, and one LAT team to especially keep an eye on is going to be Fusion LAT.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's talk about a little bit about LAT teams?
Yeah, so we've got basically there's 4 teams in total, and we're so thankful that there's so many players that have registered. But I feel like by far the strongest lineup they've got is the LAT Fusion team. So that lineup's made up of AL Hugo, LAT Coco, LAT Paladin, and AKA Azteca, for anyone who knows the old EL Azteca, and Meliodas. And of these 4 players, I must say there's not a weak player amongst this lineup. I mean,
Definitely. These are all 4 strong players. The other LAT lineups, I think LAT Cartel is also pretty good, but it's just that this one is, I think they're A team, and we have a lot of trouble placing them in top 4 or not. We're going to talk about that later though, when we come to seeds.
Absolutely, and just the other LAT, as you mentioned, the other LAT team, El Cartel. We got Dragon Neo, Bob, Blast, Oleg, and Alucard, and I feel like that's also really strong. I mean, Oleg just spoiler alert, in case you haven't heard, he was very successful and he won the 1v1 tournament for
the LAT Advanced tournament. Yep, very good talent in LAT.
So it's going to be interesting to see him on their lineup. I wonder if he can provide them a bit of an X factor coming into the games. And then let's bring up PLA Art of War. I think that's their strongest lineup, right?
Oh, yep. Yeah. Let's go. Let's quickly talk about PLA Art of War. We've got Linky, Timeless, Angelo, TNT, and Cossack. So if you remember, except Cossack, this was the same PLA team that was placed 3rd in first Nomadium. Of course, they had Mouse and TNO last time. But even without Mouse and TNO, let's see what these guys can do. Linky, Timeless, Angelo, pretty strong. TNT, he has shown that he can save his allies at the expense of his own cities if it's for the better of the whole team.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think it's just going to be fascinating to watch how they go. Obviously, TNO and Mouse were probably 2 of their best players. But I think Linky is phenomenal. Like, Linky is, in my opinion, up there with the best players in the game at the moment.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, best. I think up there with Mouse, TNO, and I know Blinky did not play all of the games last tournament. He was there for 1 or 2 games in the semifinal. And by the way, if anybody has not watched the Nomadium semifinal between PLA and Forvali, please go and watch it. It is still the most watched Nomadium video there is. In fact, it was watched more than the grand finale, which is surprising.
Yeah, that's an absolute classic in my opinion as well. So make sure you check it out. Let's quickly talk about PN5 as the the final team, which, as we talked about before, I think we haven't summarized who's in it yet, but we've got on the screen right now. So we've got Jatin.
Oh yeah,
that's him. Oh yeah, I need the taunts. Oh yeah, we got Lube. Needs again. For those who don't know Lube, he kind of was inactive for a while, but popped up probably about 3 to 4 months ago, and he is an incredibly good player from Scotland, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's British.
British, yeah.
Could be. I'm 99% sure he's British.
Yeah, and then we've got Prolays. Anyone who watches Rise of Patience regularly, he needs no introduction.
Oh yeah,
but Prolays, in fairness to him, he's really been on a tear lately, and I think people were, having their opinions about his level of play, but he's definitely shown he's improved so much in the last couple of months.
Especially if you've seen his Russian gameplay, man, he's beating tier 1 nations with Russia.
Absolutely, and then finally we've got Shake Your Booty, aka Momo. And we've got King there as the final 2. And both. Yeah,
I have to mention that Momo was previously in TGC clan, and later TGC disbanded. So I purchased him for a very good price, thrice the amount that TGC was paying him. So I think it was a good deal.
Oh, there've been some big transfers in the off season between last tournament, right? And that might be one of the biggest. I think. There's been a lot of acquisitions. AZ obviously has been very active in the transfer market. But I mean, immaculate.
AZ has been recruiting people like, I don't know, man, some Fortune 500 company.
You just got the deep pockets like Chelsea in the Premier League for anyone who watches soccer. There's been some big transfers. Obviously, Tough with Mouse and TNO was probably the biggest story when they moved across. And then, I guess players moving in all directions here. So what's TGZ's old loss is the gain of PN5 here with Momo, and obviously AZ with Immaculate, and all the other players who joined across, such as Bit Phoenix as well. So we could go on. I'm sure we're missing many different names here, but yeah, it's really, really nice to see all these teams register. We've got 20 teams in total, which is a really good number. We had 16 last year, for anyone that might remember. So that has improved. And I think the level of play is also going to be a lot higher, because all of these teams are capable of, winning on any given day.
Oh, yeah. And also, don't forget, we've got pretty interesting rules that will spice up the whole tournament, make it interesting for the viewers and the players.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we, did you want to touch on the rules at all, or what's your thoughts?
So one last thing, since we are at the clans, I want to mention that PLA Pandas here. PLA Pandas is made up of King, Penguin, HLP, Mars Nor, and Bun. If you remember, Mars Nor and Bun were the winners of Rise of Plebs, and I promised that the Rise of Plebs winners will be placed in the Super 16 directly. That means this team, PLA Pandas, regardless of their skill level, will not have to go for the qualifier. I'm just putting it out there so that you know that these three teams they have no chance of being in the qualifier. Even if they are the worst team, we are letting them in the qualifier as a kind of prize for winning the Rise of Plebs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's important to note, because people who don't know the PLA players may have their own opinion on whether they should be seated highly or not. But the fact is, they won a tournament, and it's such a great incentive, and it's such a great thing to celebrate that they came through, they won Rise of Plebs, and now they're being rewarded with a ticket straight to the round of 16 in Nomadium too. So that's definitely worth covering off.
So coming to the rules, as you were saying, I'll just mention some of the rules that I remember top of my head. This tournament, we are going to have, so what's different from Nomadium? First, we'll have a qualifier round where 8 teams will qualify, and 4 of them will make it to the Super 16. The rest, 12 teams will already be seeded into Super 16. We have a difference in structure of the tournament. Let's talk about the structure after we are done seeding, or while we are seeding. Changing in the rules. This time, we are not going with random maps and random nations like we did last time. We will be drawing maps ahead of playing. So today, we will draw maps for the qualifiers, and we will draw maps for this round of 16 or Super 16. Those set of maps will be followed for all Super 16 games and the qualifiers respectively. Make sure you do not choose your own maps, those maps in the same order. Next, we are allowing players to choose their own nation based on a tier system. Kron, do you have the tier image on your on your window?
Yeah, I can quickly find it, but if you keep talking, I'll bring it up in a moment.
Okay, so we've got 4 tiers this time, each tier consisting of 6 nations. We noticed that in Nomadium, the intervention of luck, there was too much luck involved. Anyway, Rise of Nations is about luck when it comes to rare resources, but we don't want people to also have to go through having different nations of different strengths just because they were not lucky, especially when it's a grand final or something. So we are allowing people to choose nations tier 1 to tier 4. Tier 1 is the strongest set of nations according to us. Tier 2 and tier 3 are close, I believe, and tier 4 is slightly weaker, but you may argue about that. The whole point is that we want to make sure that the tier 1 nations, which are OP, no doubt, they are chosen in moderation, but they're still chosen. Kron, I think Ruzaki is saying something's happening to the stream.
Oh,
I can see it. Can somebody confirm if the stream is all right?
Yeah, I think it appears to be working okay from my end, but please let us know if there are any issues. I'm not sure if he's just sounding the fire alarm when there's actually no fire. But
oh yeah, so it's all So I think it's fine now. Yeah. So you see the screen. Those are the tiers. You are allowed to choose each player. Let's say if this is a 4 versus 4 game, each player from our team will choose one nation from each tier. So for example, I'll choose Germans, my other player chooses British, other chooses Aztecs, other one chooses China. Then in the game number 2, we are going to cycle. If I chose tier 1 in game number 1, I'll be choosing tier 2 in second game, with the condition that I do not repeat any nation that my team has already played. So this allows for a balanced matchup of whole team. Your whole team will be distributed with tier 1 to tier 4. Everybody gets good nations, everybody gets bad nations, so nobody feels like they got unlucky. And yeah, that's all about the tier system. No repeats. It doesn't matter what your opponent is taken, you can take the same nation as your opponent, just no repeats within your same team, and keep cycling through tiers so that the same player doesn't keep taking from the same tier again and again.
Yeah, exactly right. And just so anyone who's watching this, make sure you check the description of this video, because we've just updated it then to include the video that was made about a week ago, which I explained in great detail. It's really simple to follow. So there's a few different rules, but the key fundamentals is when you play a 3v3 or 4v4, you must pick tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 if it's a 4v4. Then following each game, each player needs to pick the next tier over. So if you're in tier 1, you pick tier 2, etc., etc. And then finally, you cannot select the same nation in the same series. So during a best of 3, best of 5, you can't ever choose the same nation twice if your teammates already picked it. If you remember those 3 things, you will not go wrong, and make sure you think about it in advance of the game starting, because a big part of the strategy is going to come down to, what nations you pick. The teams that don't take it seriously are probably going to end up, picking some nations which may not be as good, and that could be the difference between a win or a loss. So it's going to be great to see.
Yes, it will be. Also in the chat, we've got, so we do not just, meanwhile, Kron, can we start the seeding part? Are you ready for that?
Oh, just
okay. So I'll just call out people who are in the chat. Hey, Mouse has been panicking about Angelo, who ate a wild bat and he is giving viruses to people. Yes, I believe that story totally. There is Salman, who is Dangerous Son, Serge, Matan Guitar. I do not know who is that, but hello, Matan. Shreyas, who is Ruzaki, Sparadon, Lelouch, Young One, Crocodile, who I don't know, man. Some people said Crocodile was Demon King Smurf ID. So unless it's Demon King Smurfing as a YouTube account, or maybe Crocodile was a real person, because I've not seen Crocodile play after he lost to Immaculate. I've just seen him; he just disappeared. So yeah. I don't know, man. Anyway, Crocodile, let us know if you're Smurf or you are not. And Khan, hey man, what's your Steam ID? It will be great to know. Immaculate, Angelo, Red Skies, who is the newest recruit to AZ. AZ has got a lot of money. I've seen Young One buying, recruiting and buying players right from the lobby with a good bid. And Happy, hey man, Happy says hello to Jatin and Prolays. He's Kron, man, not Prolays. Anyway.
Well, yeah, no, we're very similar.
Okay, Madden is Bit Phoenix. Oh, hey, Bit Phoenix.
Oh, hey, Phoenix. Hey, good to see some good AZ guys in the chat here. Lelouch just mentioned about the drop rules, and actually, we'll just very, very quickly say, the basic rules to remember. Make sure you read the rules before you start the tournament. Obviously, that goes without saying. But you can't kill another team's citizens in the beginning of the game. You're not allowed to capture another city in Age 1. You can't use the rare glitch where you get 2 merchants on the same rare. Any of those things, you'll get disqualified. So just keep them in mind. And the drop rules are the same as what they were last year, I believe. We haven't changed them, have we? So
no, drop rules are the same. If you drop, you can ask for a review. You can simply rematch. Nothing changes. With this, in this set of tournament, since we have nations, you will be rematching with the same nations and same map. I don't want to point out, so there was something in Rise of Plebs that if somebody dropped in a game, let's say if it's a best of 5 and the first game is dropped, they get to assuming the scores were balanced. But if they drop again, they automatically get a loss. Do you want to employ that for this tournament as well? So that this just means that people are not allowed to drop more than once.
Yeah, correct.
From the same team.
So in any series, the rule is that you won't be able to drop more than once, or else you'll automatically lose the second game that you drop on. And you lose or you replace with AI, whichever your team's okay with. And the only exception to that is if your team that you're playing against says, hey, we're good people, we understand you dropped, it was an accident, and they agree to give you that game back. If they don't agree, and if they say, no, you dropped, and you don't replace with AI, then that's a disqualification and you move on to the next game. Because you can't just keep dropping and dropping. We know it happens. It happens once, well, you might lose the game, you might get a rematch depending on if it was even or not. If you were losing and you drop, you lose the game anyway. But if it was even, you get one chance, one rematch, and don't drop again. If you can.
Also just point out, if there are, let's say team A and B, team B drops, and team A thinks they were winning, they can ask for a review, and we'll have a panel of experts who will watch the game and decide if we'll watch and decide if team A deserve to win or not. If we think they deserve to win, they will get a win. On the other side, if team B drops and team B thinks they were winning, they cannot call for a review. They will either have to restart the game, rematch, or they can replace with AI. If by any chance team A is okay with conceding victory, if they are okay with assuming that they had lost, that's all right then.
Yeah. So basically,
so the appeal is only from the not dropping team. The dropping team cannot appeal for a review.
Yeah, correct. It's either rematch or you lose the game. So basically, if you drop, it happens. We know that Steam or players drop by mistake. You can't always control that. But what we're saying, and I saw Lelouch said max 2 drops would be better. What we're saying though is every time you drop, if your team was winning the first time, you get a rematch. If you were winning or if you were even and the other team agrees, either of those scenarios. But if you drop and you're losing, you lose the match. That's unfortunately the way it is. And if you drop when you were winning, you get one chance. But if you drop again, no, you're automatically disqualified. Unless the other team gives you that for free. Unless they give you a gift and say, okay, we'll rematch.
Yeah.
We won't care.
And this is for a single best of 3, best of 5, or best of 7 series. It resets in every series, so it's fine. It doesn't mean that you can drop only twice in the whole tournament. You can drop multiple times, but just make sure there is a penalty involved right here. Just something I want to say. I talked to Spiridon, and we have. So sometimes the Ron community can be very toxic, and as Salman just pointed out, what are the rules if somebody is shit talking? If somebody is indulging in unsportsmanlike behavior, please report to us. This time we are going to be more strict. If somebody is being toxic, way more toxic than we are used to, we are going to eliminate that player. We have a list of draft players or an agency, which Kron, can you talk about that? So yeah, no shit talking for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So basically what we're setting up as well is a free, what's the word for it? A free agent register. So what this is, the free agent register is for any players out there watching this right now who didn't have a chance to register their team or get their team organized and put in place. There's a link in the description of this video right now. It's a survey type link where you go there and you can fill out your details, put in your player name, put in basically your email address and so on. And what will happen then is you'll go into a register, and on that register, during the first portion of the tournament, if a team needs to add people to their roster, or if someone drops out and they need to bring someone in, they can actually pick you up from that free agent register. So all the team captains can keep an eye on the register and basically reach out and try and pick someone up if they can both agree. So that's a way of letting people who may have missed out at least register their interest and to give them a chance to jump in. So make sure you check out that link in the
description. Any free players who did not become a part of the team, they can register. And you're only allowed to register. You're only allowed to register before. You're only allowed to replace a player before round of 16, no later than round of 16. If the tournament has proceeded after round of 16, that agency or that register is no more valid. You cannot replace exchange players.
Yeah, exactly. And the link will look kind of like this. I've just got it up on the stream. You basically go there, you say, would you like to register for Nomadium 2 as a free agent? Tick all the boxes, put in your gaming name, put in your Steam profile, rate your skill. That's just for the captains. So be as confident as you want to be. And then, just put in your details and then click done. It's very, very simple to do that. I think, should we briefly touch on the donations and a quick shout out?
Yes, let's quick. Yes, guys, we are accepting donations for the prize pool. Please be generous, or any kind of donation will be great. We've got 11 donors so far. Let me quickly open the donation link.
Yep.
We have raised 298 Australian dollars so far. Our goal is to raise 1,000 this time, if we are lucky. So we got, I donated $20. Dave has donated 40. Marvelous from AS has donated 33. We've got an anonymous donation of 20. Chicken Family has donated 20. Jake or Phantom has donated 55.
Yep.
Sermon, who is unfortunately not playing in this tournament, but he has donated 10 here. LAT Nomadium has donated 10. He's a part of PN7 team. We've got a $50 anonymous donation, and I can tell you it's from a non-Rise of Nation player because that person actually reached out to me. So thanks a lot. And Clan Predator has a boss clan donated $20 earlier. The earliest of the two donations was from Oscar Olofsson, who I believe is McConnor David. And Clan Predator, $20 each. Thank you all for donating, man. It makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It really does, and we're going to definitely do a shout out to all the donors regularly during the tournament. So if you would like to show some support to the prize pool, and also look forward to seeing your name read out in the upcoming casts, make sure you jump into that link on the YouTube description. It's very easy to do that. It's through GoFundMe. We raised $600 last time, and this is Nomadium too. So collectively as a community, we need to all band together and try and at the very least, try and outmatch what we did last time, so that we can make sure that whoever does get to the top 3 of this tournament, they have something kind of nice there to give them a bit of a sweetener, in addition to the cash, the girls, the fame, and everything else that comes with it.
Oh yeah. So with that, are we ready for drawing the seeds?
Yep. The final thing to talk about probably is just the structure of the tournament, and this is
that'll be important. Yep, let's go for that.
And this is part of the seeds too. So. Look, essentially the way this tournament is going to work is there's going to be 3 different phases to the tournament, okay? So the first phase will be the Super 16 qualifiers. So this is the qualification round. Just think of this like, in the World Cup, there's those preliminary rounds where the teams fight it out for a chance, and the trophy itself is just to get to the main tournament. And so what this is going to be, it's going to be, roughly speaking, the bottom 8 seeded teams. And what they'll do is they'll duke it out with similar level competition, and it'll go from 8 teams in total down to 4 teams. And the structure is going to be double elimination groups of 4. So there'll be 2 groups of 4, and essentially they won't be best of 3s though between the teams. They'll be best of 1s. And
yes, very important. Let me say that again. Best of 1s, but double elimination.
So in simple terms, what does that mean? You're probably like, what is this jargon about double elimination? Very simple terms, it means that you'll play best of 1s against another team. And if you win that, and then you win your next match, you'll qualify to the next round. If you lose your first game, you then play the loser of the other game. And if you lose that, you're eliminated from the tournament. Basically, if you win twice, you progress. If you lose twice, you're eliminated. So you cannot be eliminated against one single team. You always get a chance you have to basically lose twice in your group to be eliminated. So it's a really fair and balanced way of doing it, but it's best of 1s in the qualifiers. So it's important to remember that, there's a little less chance to, turn it around. You need to play your A game, but because the qualifiers are a little bit more of a, death match, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to be a little bit more fast-paced. They're only best of 1s, so you have to lose at least 2 games to be eliminated. So it's going to be exciting to watch that just to start the tournament out.
That's right. It's going to be very interesting, man.
And that leads into the Super 16. This is where the tournament really gets going with all of the great teams in action here. In short, essentially what will happen is it'll be similar to the qualifiers, except we'll have 4 groups of teams of 4 in each group. 4 groups of 4 teams. And instead of best of 1s, it'll be best of 3 series. So each time 2 teams go at it, they'll get a chance to obviously play a best of 3 and turn it around if they lost that first match, and then win the next 2. They can still advance. And it's the same concept. You need to win 2 best of 3s to go through. And if you lose 2 best of 3s in your group, you're eliminated. So you cannot have, if you have a bad day, you can still come back and you can win the next 2. And similarly, if you have a good day, but then you lose twice in a row, you will also be eliminated. So you need to win twice to advance to the final round.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone has any queries, just say something in the chat and we can explain it in more detail. But
yeah, we're gonna tell you soon which all teams are in the group stage, the early qualifier stage, and which teams are directly in Super 16.
Yeah, and we will see it all this, so it'll all make sense in a moment. And then finally, the final round will be the championship playoffs. And this is just a very simple concept to get. It's single elimination, very similar to what we did in the last tournament. Basically, we'll get 8 teams that'll get seeded through from the group stage. The winners of each group will automatically get seeded with a more advantageous seed. And the second place in each group will then match up against the winners. And essentially, this just comes down to best of 5 in the quarterfinals, best of 5 in the semifinals, and then finally a best of 7 in the round of 3 in the grand
That's
final.
right. So post round of 8, it's all single elimination. You lose, you're out. But on the other chance, you get a best of 5 instead of a best of 3.
Exactly. You get a best of 5, and also there's an incentive to do well in that group stage, because if you smash your group and you win 2 matches in a row, you'll automatically be a top seeded team in the quarterfinals, which means that you'll play against a lesser seeded team and you're more likely to reach the semifinals. So every match is important, even starting in the round of 16, even starting in the qualifiers. It all counts.
That's right. And because I thought last time we did not give chances to some of the teams who deserved to be in the round of 8. That's why we have made a double elimination. So you don't get just unlucky once and lose. You have a second chance.
Yeah, exactly right. And so,
all right, Ron. We are running back on schedule, so we need to quickly start drawing the seeds.
Sounds good. So I've just brought up on the screen now as well. You can see all the different teams here. We'll just quickly explain, and then we'll draw the seeds in the order of how this is going to work. So as far as seeding the teams, we haven't seeded each individual team. So we haven't said, EL is number 1 seed, even though you could probably argue that maybe they deserve that. We haven't actually said that. We've grouped teams into separate bands to make it as fair as possible. And I'll just quickly explain these bands. So we've got, as you can see on the screen, we've got the top 3 here. EL, Tough Alpha, and PN5 have basically been, by consensus in the community, identified as the top 3 seeds. And this is not nepotism from Jatin. This was from several different independent players, that this is the 3 teams that we think are the top 3 and deserve to be separated so that they don't meet each other. Assuming they win, they won't meet each other until they get to the semifinals of the tournament. Obviously,
yeah, no money was paid to the curators for this.
No, it was an independent tribunal which adjudicated over this. And then the next, so what will happen is, of those 3 teams, we're not going to assign a first seed to one of those 3. We're going to randomly draw between the 3 and put it in the tournament bracket in that order. So it's completely random, but EL, Tough Alpha, and PN5 will be 1, 2, 3 of some variety. We just don't know the order yet. Secondly, in contention for that 4th spot, 5th spot, and 6th spot is LAT Fusion, AZ Dragons, and PLA Art of War. And as we talked about at the beginning, those are 3 really strong teams. But just to keep it as fair and transparent and open as possible, it's too hard to decide, which team deserves the 4th seed. So we'll randomly spin the wheel and see which one comes out. And then basically that basically sums up. So we've done it in groups there, as you can see on the screen there. We've got the top 12 locks. They're guaranteed a spot in the top 12, but they won't be in the top 4. But we'll randomly join them. And then finally we've got BDE, AZ Hunters, which is actually my team, and AS Chimera, which is AS's strongest team. Of those 3, that's probably the most significant other draw, because one of those 3 teams is going to get drawn as the 13th seed, which means they'll play in the qualifiers, whereas the other 2 teams will get drawn as the 11th and 12th seeds, which means that they will get a direct ticket straight to the round of 16, because 12 teams will get seeded directly into the round of 16, and finally 4 teams will come from the qualifiers from the remaining 8 teams in the tournament. So I hope that makes sense, and let's get stuck into the draws.
Let's start the top 3 seeds.
All right, let's do it. So This is a similar wheel. So basically on this wheel, it's quite obvious, but we've got Tough Alpha, we've got PN5, and we've got EL. So let's spin it and see who's the number 1 seed.
So for the first position, who is it, Kron?
Number 1 seed is, for the tournament purpose, PN5.
So PN5 goes to group number 1.
So PN5 will go as the first seed in the bracket. And again, this is just to determine who plays against who. EL, PN5, and Tough Alpha have no difference in the tournament structure. All right, let's spin it again. It's just EL and Tough Alpha at the moment. This is for the second seed. And it's going to be EL by the looks of it.
All right, EL is the second seed. So that means by just automatically the third seed is going to be Tough Alpha.
Tough Alpha will be number 3.
All right. So let's flip a coin to decide who is the fourth one.
Oh, actually, I've got another wheel to spin. So the next one's quite important. This is a bit of a drum roll moment because this is who gets the 4th seed. There's a very slight advantage to getting the 4th seed, but it doesn't really make a big difference, to be honest. Because the group stage format means that you can still you win 2 games, you still go through as the top team. So we've got the Dragons, we've got LAT Fusion, and we've got PLA Tigers. This is the big one. I'm going to click it. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Oh.
Let's go. Who's it?
It is LAT.
Oh, perfect then. So LAT Fusion gets seeded as the 4th in the 4th group.
Yep, so they'll be the 4th seed. We'll remove them. We'll spin it again. So it's now between the Dragons and PLA Tigers. So PLA's best team versus AZ's arguably best team. Best team with that crowd.
So we are seeding this in number 16th position. Number 16th with PN5.
So
right?
No,
number 8. Actually, number 8. We are keeping the top teams as far apart as possible.
So they'll see it as in order that we're going. So that'll be Dragons will be number 5 seed, and
so
then
you're looking at the brackets, right? Number 5 as in. Okay, so number 5, where I see number 5 is placed in group number 4. Okay.
Yep, that's correct. Yep.
Okay then.
So perfect, and then PLA Art of War will be number 6th seed just by the process of elimination. So let's keep going. We've got the top 12 locks. We've got Tough Beta, AS Wolves. We've got PLA Pandas, which is the guys who won plebs, and El Cartel, which is the team of Blast and friends. So let's do it. Spin that wheel. And the next seed is the PLA Pandas.
So number 7 is PLA Pandas. They are in group number 2 with EL.
Exactly right. So we'll remove PLA Pandas, spin it again. And it'll be the AZ... Whoa!
Wolves?
That was close, the Wolves.
So Wolves is in group number 1 with PN5. Wolves, Kron, just remind me which one is yours?
Mine is the Hunters. So I'm not in contention yet.
All right.
Ooh, close one too. So Tough Beta are the 7th. So we got...
Okay,
Wolves.
Tough Beta is in group, group number 1 again with the PN5 team. And so just to mention here, Tough Beta will be playing against AZ Wolves in their round of 16, first group match.
Yep, and then Cartel will be number 10 by default. And that's the final ones for the locks. So we've got, number 5, Dragons, 6, Art of War, 7, Kung Fu, 8, AZ Wolves, 9 as Tough Beta, and LAT Cartel as number 10. Let's keep going. So this is probably, basically of this next spin, we've got AS Chimera, BDE, and AZ Hunters. For these teams, whoever doesn't get selected in the first 2 spins will be in the qualifiers. So
all right,
this is probably the biggest stakes in the entire tournament. So let's do it. 3, 2, 1, let's go. And my team is AZ Hunters, just in case anyone's curious.
Okay. So which one is it?
BDE.
BDE goes to position number 11,
So BDE,
which is group number 3 with Tough Alpha and Art of War. So BDE's first game is with Art of War. Interesting.
wow, that's going to be a great match. So now this is the final spin between AS and AZ Hunters. Whoever gets selected is in the final spot that gets through to the round of 16. The other team will go to the qualifiers. So you want to be selected here if you want to advance. And it's AS Chimera.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I prefer to pronounce it as Chimera, but I will tolerate Kron's pronunciation.
I'm so sorry to offend any chimeras out there right now.
The Chimera community is not happy with you.
Yeah, I can imagine they wouldn't be mispronouncing them all day. And that does...
the funny thing here is that the 4 positions that are not taken right now, they are all against the top 4 seeds.
Really?
So the qualifying players, let's say if PN7 qualifies, they will be playing with one of the top 4 seeds, which is so sad, man. Which is so sad.
Oh man, well that's.
But on the bright side, it's double elimination. So even if they lose against the top 4 seeds, it's fine. They get 2 more chances.
Exactly, and if they beat the other 2 teams, then in theory they're going to advance. So as long as you're one of those top 2 teams, you can come up in a group with EL or whoever it might be, and you still got a chance. That's the good thing. Whereas in single elimination, you got no chance. Who had to play against EL last tournament? I think it was.
It was me.
Yeah, it was.
Lost in the, I think, round of 8 against EL.
That's right. So I think in the chat you can see Salman just said, "Well, Kron disappointment can be seen." Yeah, obviously with that spin, it means that my team, AZ Hunters, will be playing in the qualifiers because we will be seeded 13th. And, that's it could go either way. It's a bit of a, blessing in disguise maybe, because I think playing the qualifiers, obviously as long as you don't get eliminated, some good practice and warm-up games for the main event. But on the flip side, like you said, probably going to play against the top team in that first group. That's all part of the fun. And so finally, let's do the last spins. This is a lot of spins here because we've got all the remaining teams. We've got Glamorous and Young, LAT Raiders, AS Phoenix, EuroLAT, PN7, PLA Goats, and LAT Columbia. So this is just about figuring out who is going to be in those brackets for the 8 players in the groups. So let's go. We'll spin it. So this will be for the 14th seed.
Yeah, group number 1. Oh, you mean 13th seed? 13th.
Hang on a second.
Oh no, 13th was, who was 13th again?
The Hunters. AZ Hunters.
Hunters, yes, 13th. All right, so 14th is Team Gay.
So that's Team Gay is number 14th in the 14th seed. So we'll see how that plays out on the bracket. But this will be for the qualifiers originally to see who plays in the qualifying groups. Remove them, spin it again, and I'll just keep spinning and spinning. So I'll just read out who it is. We've got EuroLAT is the next seed.
All right, EuroLAT number 4. What is it now? I mean,
that's number 15.
16. Yep.
Yeah, I believe that was 15. So we're up to 16 now, and it looks like it will be. Oh. I've got PLA Goats in there, but I haven't updated that.
It's fine. I'll make them Kung Fu.
So that was Kung Fu. So PLA Kung Fu, for anyone who missed it, that is... I better update their name in this spreadsheet too. No, that was... are they the Goats or are they... What's their name? Because Kung Fu is...
PLA Kung Fu.
Kung Fu is the other team, I think. Kung Fu.
No, that's PLA Pandas. The second team is Pandas.
Pandas, yep. Okay. We've got to get these teams right. So PLA Kung Fu. Where did they go? Oh yeah, I better change that just so that it's correct. Kung Fu. So they're number 16. Let's go again. There's only 4 teams left. I thought PN7 was going to get that last one, but no, just flipped across. It is PN7 this time.
Okay, PN7. So far, PN7 is going to fight their first game against PLA Kung Fu.
Wow. That's going to be interesting. And then we've got the next spin, 3 teams left.
So next spin, okay, not now. Go ahead.
LAT Columbia is the,
LAT Colombia will fight with the LAT Euro.
Okay. Wow. And final spin. This is for the 19th and 20th positions on the bracket. Looks like it's going to be Raiders. Yep, it will be the LAT Raiders.
LAT Raiders are, oh man, 3 LAT teams in Group 2. That sucks.
Oh, really? Wow. That's unfortunate. And then we don't need to spin the final one, but that is just AS Phoenix. Definitely last, but definitely not least in that 20th bracket for the seeding. And again, this is just to determine who goes in the brackets in what order at a randomized kind of event. So it doesn't mean that any of these obviously is reflective of what your actual team skill is. It's just been done in this way to create a great tournament and keep the best teams from meeting each other until the last rounds of the tournament.
All right, and Akron, your game is against AS Phoenix. How are you feeling about that?
AS Phoenix. Wow. Well, it's going to be interesting actually, because if you look at AS Phoenix's roster, I believe AS is still in the process of figuring out which teams and which players are going to play for which team. So we've got on there at the moment, we've got Duzzles, Joven, Psychologist, Eat the Pair. They're all decent players. I must admit, we've got our own secret weapon, Demon King, on our team. For anyone who plays against Demon King, he's a great player, and hopefully he can carry us to victory. And Ayuzaki especially he's the chess player on our team. He's a genius. So between us, who knows? It's going to be some good games, and I can't wait to. In a way, I'm pretty happy to be in the qualifiers. This is going to be an exciting part of the tournament to get us warmed up.
Yep, that's right. And that's exactly what I said. Yeah, it's going to be helpful for warming up. So let's have a deadline for next Sunday. It'll be great if all the qualifiers can be finished by Sunday. Remember, it's just best of one. You just have to play one game with the proper rules. Oh yeah, Kron, before we leave, can you draw the 3 maps for qualifiers?
Yeah, sure. And we'll quickly look at the bracket on the screen. I know you've been reading them out. We've got for the qualifiers, as Jatin mentioned, we've got the Hunters versus the Phoenix. We've got PLA Kung Fu versus PN7. So these are going to be the first games of the tournament here. So PLA Kung Fu being PLA 3, they're fairly unknown. PN7's got some good lineups too. And then in the second bracket, we've got Team Gay, or Gay. Unsure how to pronounce that. We'll figure it out as the tournament goes on. Versus the LAT Raiders. And we've got Euro-LAT versus Colombia. So which of these groups do you think has the stronger teams?
First of all, I have to say I feel bad for the LAT guys, because 3 of them put together in one group, while the other group has no LAT guys. But what was your question again? Which group it has stronger teams?
Which one's the group of death, and which one is not the group of death?
To be honest, it feels like both the groups are somewhat balanced. I think AZ Hunters and AZ Phoenix, they are both quite strong, and probably because I've never seen the PLA Kung Fu players, so I have no idea what their skill level is. But AZ Hunters and AZ Phoenix, they're very strong. PN7, let's see if they can get their game together, since they just got together in a clan. They have not played together as a team for very long. On the other side, LAT guys, all the LAT guys, they're really great. They have always been playing as a team. So I feel like Team Gay there might have a hard time, especially because they are not typical Nomad players.
That is true. And I mean, Team Gay, I don't think we mentioned exactly who they are, but they're a team of basically standard pros, 2 Australian players actually, Rochi and Mr. Whippy. And we've also got some good standard players like, I think it's Hockey Star, who's very well known, El Rip, I'm Killing You. And then rounding out the roster is Nakandam, who is a really good Nomad player, Inter plus, always very solid. So they actually have probably an underrated lineup there. I think personally that they might give these LAT guys a run for their money. Probably LAT Raiders though is also a very strong team with Snickow, with Thor, and some other guys on there. So that's going to be exciting. So that's the first set of matches that we're going to see in this tournament, is these qualifiers, best of 1, double elimination groups, and obviously of these 8 teams, 4 will progress to the main bracket. So let's quickly jump into that main bracket now, so that we can get a sneak peek, a bit of a taste of what matches might be coming up here. So we've got in the first group, PN5 will play against one of the teams that qualifies in the first game. In the second one, we've got your group consists of yourselves, qualifiers, AZ Wolves, and Tough Beta.
Yep.
How do you feel?
It's a strong group. Let's see. Let me open that quickly since I'm missing it right now.
That's a good group, man. Like, I mean, AZ Wolves is a strong lineup. That's Robocop. That's Syntax, aka Bitfinex.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think anybody has got it easy in any of the groups. Maybe I would say Group 3, where there is PLA Art of War, and Tough Alpha, both of them. It's going to be hard for BDE and whichever fourth team is placed there. And the bracket Group 2, where EL and Pandas are placed, because these were contentious teams for top 4 seeds. And since those two have been put together in Group 2 and Group 3, it's going to be hard for these guys.
Yeah,
I actually feel Group 1 and Group 4 has got an easier competition than 2 and 3.
Yeah, I think the Group of Deaths here, maybe it comes down to obviously BDE and AS Chimera. Oh, sorry, Chimera. How am I saying this? I'm going to mispronounce that every time. I feel like those, obviously, for the other guys who got them in their groups, maybe that's a slight advantage because they were potentially at risk of going to the qualifiers with my team, AZ Hunters. But I mean, yeah, LAT Fusion, incredibly strong. AZ Dragons is, in my opinion, the top AZ team in the tournament. And yeah, it's gonna give the qualifiers a good chance. I mean, I think as the qualifiers come in, they're obviously going to deserve their spot there if they do make it through. And honestly, just looking at this, I'm thinking probably the Group of Death. I think your group is maybe one of them. I think Tough Beta, AZ Wolves, and yourselves are all capable of causing an upset. And I wouldn't say you guys are causing an upset because you're probably the favorites. But yeah, I think Wolves and Beta could, they can spring an upset on anyone. And
yeah,
and then you've got El Cartel, Pandas, EL. It's strong, but I don't know about Pandas yet. They kind of got to buy Alpha, Art of War, BDE. It's going to be good. All right. That is a summary of the game.
Serge is saying they want an easy competition. By the way, I want to point out group number 3 has Tough Alpha, which has 2 former PLA players versus their first PLA. The top PLA clan. So it's going to be PLA versus PLA somewhat.
Oh, that's
in the group number 3.
Just think of the storylines there. I mean, and I don't mean to spread rumors, but I did hear that back in Nomadium 1. You might remember Linky actually played for PLA quite a few games in the initial stage, and then when it got to the round of 8, I believe it was, or round of 4, Linky stopped playing, and I think there was a bit of a dispute between Mouse and Linky, and
Mouse and Angelo as well.
Yeah, yep, and I mean, without sounding like a gossip magazine, it's actually going to be a fascinating meeting when they come together and play each other, which most likely they will, assuming that they both defeat their game in the first round. And I can already see the storylines there. I mean, Linky versus Mouse, Angelo versus Mouse, TNO. I don't know if he sits on one side of the fence or if he gives a crap about any of the drama, but yeah, that's going to be great. So I can't wait to see it.
That is. So are we done announcing the seats? Is there anything else you would want to talk before we proceed to our show match?
No, I think we are absolutely done. So that is the final drawings. Make sure you check out the tournament link. You can actually look at all the matches yourself if you wanted to figure out what's going on.
I'm going to place the link of the registration page, not where you can register. Registration is closed now, but you can see what all matchup is there, what's the structure like. So I'm going to put that link in the description right now.
And did you want to draw maps now, or what's your?
Oh yeah, of course. Yes, we have to draw the maps. I'm reminding again, the deadline or the convenient deadline for finishing the qualifiers would be Sunday, the coming Sunday. It's just a best of 1. Please have your games finished soon so that we can start with the round of 16. I would suggest round of 16 guys to start planning their games, but do not play it yet. Actually, they can play. Let's just have the round of 16 guys play if they can, right?
Yeah, No, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah,
no. Oh,
the-
actually, no. I think we should wait until. Let's wait until the qualifiers are finished because otherwise,
Okay, so we can have the full picture.
yeah. Otherwise, we won't know who's playing who in that group stage.
Mhm.
So yeah, just hold off on the round of 16, guys. We'll get the qualifiers underway, but we do need to keep the tournament moving, and that's why this player register is there. So if you're a free agent right now, check the description, sign up to the register, and that way, if teams can't play their games because people aren't online, they can basically recruit people from the register that can play. Because believe it or not, if you don't play your game within a reasonable time, you will get disqualified, and we will move on because
Yeah, this time we are going to be much more strict with the disqualifications. We don't want to drag out the whole tournament. It takes a toll on the streamers, on the viewers, and tournament loses its value. So that's why, at best, for a single round, at best 2 weeks. That's no more than that. If it's taking more than 2 weeks, that means somebody is not scheduling properly, and they will be disqualified.
yeah, absolutely. So we are about to do the draw for the maps. So just to give you guys an idea, as we've already mentioned, but the maps will be predetermined and you'll be able to pick nations according to the tier system. So what this will be is in that first best of one, there'll basically be the first round and then there'll be another round after that. And then finally there'll be the decider in each group. This is for the qualifiers. So what essentially this is going to do is we're going to know what that first set of series will be on, what map. So we have to choose this. So for example, AZ Hunters versus AS Phoenix will be on the map I'm about to draw. PLA Kung Fu versus PN7, etc., etc.
Just making sure you're drawing the same maps for the whole qualifier, right?
Yes, exactly. So there'll be
all right.
So there'll be 3 rounds basically. AZ Hunters, for example, versus Phoenix. All of these 4 games that are on the screen right now will be played on this map that I draw first. All of the games in the second round, which is the winners versus the winners and the losers versus the losers, will be on the next map that I pick. And then finally, the decider will be on the third map that's decided by the spin. And the same map will not be selected twice. So basically, teams will know in advance what the 3 maps are going to be in that first round, that second round, and that third round. And we'll do the same thing prior to the round of 16 commencing as well. But this is just for the qualifiers at this point in time. So does that make sense?
Let's go.
If anyone's got any queries, we will spin the wheel. This is for the first map of the tournament in the qualifiers only. And just remember, guys, if you're in the round of 16 already because you're a top 12 team, you will not be playing in the qualifiers. So you can sit back and relax and watch everyone else duke it out. All right, let's go. So 3, 2, 1, click. The first map of the tournament is going to be on Watering Hole.
Talk about chaos.
Can you see that look of disappointment on my face? No.
Oh man, yeah, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one.
No, I think it'll be good. I like Watering Hole, and I think it's a great map. It's going to be fascinating to see what nations everyone picks. But yeah, what a map to start the tournament out on. All right, so the second map is going to be, let's spin it. You can see the pain on my face. Oh, it looks like it is going to be Old World.
Old World. Yeah, Old World is a mild map. I think not too boomy. It's like a less offensive, aggressive version of Sahara.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. And just to clarify, that's going to be the second round of this qualifier. So the winners of both brackets will play on Old World. The losers of both brackets will play on Old World. And then finally, the winner...
The third.
Yeah, the third round, which will be, the winner of the loser's game versus the loser of the winner's game will be... Spin it. The final map will be on a favorite of all time, Sahara.
Nice. That's a good set of maps.
That is. So just to recap, we've got Watering Hole, Old World, and then Sahara as the final map. So that's going to be just for the qualifiers here.
Let's draw for the round of 16 quickly. So it's going to be the same set of... So since round of 16 is a best of 3, it's going to be 3 sets of games played throughout the round of 16.
And I'll just quickly re-add the maps so I can draw it again. So we just... Watering Hole. I was almost going to leave that Watering Hole. But I know that all the viewers would be like, no, don't leave out Watering Hole. That's my favorite map. All right. Well,
yeah.
if you...
What will we do without Watering Hole?
give the people what they want. And David E just said in the chat, so only one game qualifier sudden death. Just to clarify, there will only be one game. So I mean, essentially, if you lose on Watering Hole, you fall out of that first game, and you get one more chance still because it's double elimination. But if you lose on Watering Hole against, for example, if Hunters lost against Phoenix, and then we lost against the loser of Kung Fu versus PN7 on the next map, Old World, then we're out of the tournament. So it's sudden death. Yeah, the qualifiers, we're not stuffing around here. You gotta win your games or you go home. If you get to the round of 16, you get a bit more wiggle room because they're best of threes from that point forward. So all right, let's keep going. We'll draw the first round for the round of 16, and I think we'll just call it up at that. So
okay.
So this will just be for the first best of three. We'll just keep it simple.
How about I think we should keep the same maps for the whole double elimination best of threes. It'll be, I think it'll be easy for the players to follow. I know it won't be as interesting because it's the same repeated maps, but we have sometimes players forget.
I think while that's a good idea, I think we'll just draw the first three for the time being, but let's leave it open for now because we won't actually start the Super 16 until the qualifiers are finished. So that way.
Okay, then we can have another stream to. In that case, since we are not starting, let's just have. How about we draw all the Super 16 maps later?
Yeah, let's do it later. Let's not complicate it, and we'll do another pre-round of 16 video once we've finished the qualifiers and talk it all through and hype everyone up and get everyone excited because I'm starting to get pretty pumped up, man. So
yeah, last thing I want to say before we leave is that all clan captains are required to be on Discord. If you are not on Discord, it's your responsibility if you miss any announcements. If you miss whatever announcement, you don't know the maps, it's your fault, not our fault. So please make sure you are on the Discord. I'm putting all important details in the announcement section. Also, please schedule our games on Discord. If you can leave a message on the official scheduling channel on Nomadium 2 Rise of Patience Discord, it'll be great. This way I can keep track of who is actively scheduling and who is not, so that if 2 weeks has passed and nobody has played, I know who was actively asking their opponents for scheduling, so that they get the benefit and they can be moved to the next round and the other team can be penalized. So make sure you are there. It's the clan captain's responsibility to keep up with all the updates on Discord.
Yep. So guys, communicate. That's the biggest thing. Don't delay. Let's get the games finished as quickly as possible. I just saw Salman said, what are the maps for Super 16? Just to recap, there will be a variety of maps. So we will have games on all the different maps during the round of 16. So that there will be, what the people want to see. We'll draw them though before the round of 16 starts. So we're just focusing on the qualifiers for the time being. But yeah, we will have another show before the round of 16 starts. When does the tourney start? It will essentially start as of now. As of now.
Yeah. It's just the Super 16 games are not allowed to start. Super 16 games start on Sunday. We will have another stream on Sunday. Hopefully by then all the qualifiers would have been over. We will draw the maps for the Super 16, all 3 rounds. There'll be 3 sets of 3 maps, and it'll be interesting. We're not drawing them today just to avoid confusion.
Yeah, we won't draw it yet, but it will be a variety of maps as well. My GG buttons run out of batteries, so I'm going to have to get that sorted out before we actually start getting into the really good games, because there's going to be some GGs coming up, that's for sure. But other than that, though, I think if there's any last questions, please speak now or forever hold your peace. Otherwise, we are going to wrap this up in a moment and get stuck into a show match to show you guys exactly how the tier system works between, who are the 2 teams?
We have PN5 versus AZ Dragon. So the top AZ team versus the PN5. It's going to be a very interesting match. I made sure I did not play. Yesterday, I saw that all the PN5 players were online, so I made sure I did not play. So I get to cast this without any spoilers.
That is awesome. So we are about to cast that in a moment, if that sounds right to you, Jitin. So
yep.
So
we'll be back in 5 minutes. Do not go anywhere. Okay, No Matter has a question. Is it single elimination or best of 3? The qualifier is best of 1 with double elimination.
So you can lose
Remember,
twice.
best of 1. Yes, you can lose twice. If you lose twice, you are out of the tournament. If you win twice, you proceed to Super 16.
Yep. So you play against 2 teams or potentially 3 teams in total. Basically, it all makes sense. But every game you play, try and win and you'll progress. If you lose twice, you'll be out. If you win twice, you go through. So it's a very balanced and fair system. But please note that we're not playing best of 3s in the qualifiers. So that's the only difference between that format and the round of 16.
Yeah, round of 16 will be best of 3. Qualifier is best of 1.
Exactly.
Both of them are double elimination.
Exactly right. Well, Deb said, Coin said, who are the players of GAY, which stands for glamorous and young, I believe. I know there is Rochi. The answer to that is Coin. You need to watch it from the beginning because we covered this up. But no, it is Rochi, Mr. Whippy, Nakandam, El Rip, I'm Killing You, and Hockey Star. So it's like a standard pro team. It's going to be cool to see how they go. All good.
Yeah, and Dangerous Sun is asking about when will the show match be streamed? Right now, right after we finish the stream, we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Yeah, right now. So guys, stay tuned. I'm going to put on the trailer again for anyone who hasn't seen it, or even if you have seen it, just watch it again. Gets everyone hyped up. Stay on the line. We'll play the trailer and then we'll stop the stream and we'll start it within minutes after that. And then, just don't go anywhere. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Coin says he wants to play for EL. Well, Coin, if you can join the agency.
Join the agency. Check Coin.
And hope EL pick you up, since EL does need 1 more player. They can have 5 players on total. So it's not far off. Yeah, you can be in the team. But anyway, let's quit the stream and let's start the show match quickly.
Yep, let's do it. So guys, thanks again for watching this. Make sure you donate. Make sure you bookmark the site and look forward to seeing everyone in the games. And stay tuned, as I said, and watch the trailer right now. Thanks, guys, for watching.
All right, see you guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, just guys, seriously, let's have fun and let's finish this thing. Let's make another one. This is really great. It's much more, maybe not fascinating, maybe not exciting, but it's something new. Forget about the rewards. As a matter of fact, at least in my part, I don't really care about the rewards. I don't really care about the status. I don't really care about being in the Hall of Fame or anything. I'm just doing it because it's fun, and we all have our jobs, we all have our lives to live, and if we can put something beautiful, something good into it, all the better. We got enough problems already, and yeah, it's just one way of getting rid of your problem. None of us are saints, no one's insane, and everyone's equally good. It's just that we're much better. We can see, we have this vision, we can feel what other players are gonna do, and you're gonna have to outsmart us. Don't beat the wall with your head. Don't think it's just 1 or 0, computer language. You gotta think, you gotta adapt, you gotta outthink us, and yeah, good luck with that.
Alright, 2 elephants have been bribed already.
That was a huge move there by Immaculate, but he gets the cap sack and, kills a heap of units.
This is the kind of fight that I was expecting at this level.
Lots of bribes going down right now, but the scouts going crazy.
Perfect timing. That's the perfect time. These guys are going to take the Lakota city. Look at that. Oh my god, Sims just lost his capital. I cannot believe it. Alright, yeah, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? What's happening here? It's a triple. They are going to triple Dragoneo. Dragoneo has no clue. Dragoneo's capital is going down, no doubt about it. Ikron has got all his militia right there.
I'm a huge fan of Young One.
Young One came with 3 spies. That's enough to change the flow of the game.
Would you say that EL is more of a democracy or dictatorship? It's either I play or I don't play. I've been playing pretty good lately, so watch out there.
Oh my god, just look at Zen Mechanics today. He just went for Science 5. Oh, and TNT just decided, F my city, I'm gonna help that. This is a slap on the face for anybody who said the game was over. That was the best comeback ever in the history of Rise of Nations.
It was neck and neck, man. It could have went either way. Honestly, it was really close.